Here we go again. It's market update time. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright, market update time. So last night, obviously here for me in the down under anyway, this is what has happened in the overall markets last night. So once again, the Dow Jones is the most weakest out of the whole lot and still is to this day. That is showing me that a big pullback is coming. Not only that, but we got a lot of other things going on right now. So let's actually bring up just the charts here. We'll go through the daily charts first, and then I'll go through what I'm showing you, what I'm seeing overall as well too. So let me actually just I'll take all these trend lines off the screen here. Firstly, what we can see is the market obviously had a rally and it's starting to have a pullback already. Nice open high, close low sort of day. We got this stochastics oversold as well too. We've still got that lower high as well too. So that lower high still here. It's a lower peak. And we've got an increase in volume. That spike in volume, I promise you guys, that spike in volume is a sign for a new trend to come. A new trend always comes with a spike in volume. So if you look back, for example, like here, you can see this bar here. See how it had that bar there was a good increase in volume. Well, that was a good increase in volume there, and then the market went up. If you look back through here, right, you can see this down bar through here. You can see how the down bar there was it was an increase in volume, and it was like a sort of like like maybe a hammer type reversal day, and a lot of people thinking that the market's going to go down. You can see the market ran up and then it ran down through there again, and then it ran up and then it continued down. So whenever you get spikes like this in the markets, in a direction, so if the market's been running up on low volume and then you get a selling bar like that with increasing volume, it's showing you a trend. It's just simple charting analysis. So let me show you what I mean here. You can see here by this move from here to here, we had that volume tapering off. Now we're getting some selling action. Now we're getting some spike in volume. So if you're looking at the overall flow of the market, where the strength is, to me, the market ran up on low volume. Now it's coming back down again on heavy volume. What is that showing you? More people are selling back into this, and this is likely to do this. So if you look at that based on, that's the Dow Jones. Let's go have a look at the Dow Jones. Let's have a look at the S&P 500. S&P 500, same thing again. It actually ran up. Once again, guys, if you look at this on low volume, the market was just tapering down on this move up. We have like this sort of sideways bar through here, little sort of sideways bar, nothing really much going on there, but a spike in volume where the stochastics are. This is really weak, guys, for me, really weak. Anyway, let's continue through here. Russell had another nice up bar through there. I don't know how to fix his volume on my analysis here on this charting here, but I do see the stochastics where they are right now, again getting ready to turn, and we still are at that high point up through there. And the Nasdaq had a little increase up as well too. Nice good volume, continue moving up. And the one thing about the Nasdaq, and you can see, guys, is that the Nasdaq has actually had the biggest run of the whole lot. So when you're looking at that, this Nasdaq has had a huge run up like that, and you can see the last few bars has had a selling volume, and now we had this little up bar. So for me, guys, I think that obviously Nasdaq is running into that top area resistance. I think we're likely to start getting a reversal here. It's everything is showing me reversal. Everything is showing me reversal. Same with the SPY. Obviously the ETF for the S&P. See a massive increase in volume. QQQ, not that much of increase in volume, but you can see like a bit of a doji pattern. And this is actually really interesting. It's sort of like the Nasdaq. It was very different to the Nasdaq. But the QQQs, you can see we had like a bit of a doji pattern. Now, if you guys go have a look at that sort of pattern when it comes to candlesticks. Now, I'm not a candlestick reader, But that is a sign of, to me, that's a sign of a topping pattern. And I would be, if I'm a betting man, I would say this market's running up through here. We've got like a bit of a doji pattern through here. I believe, and the stochastics are, that to me is likely to be a reversal, and then we're likely to start heading down from here. The VIX actually had a bit of a spike after going back down, had a bit of a spike up to 15, came back down to 14. And obviously the transportation average, again, like a little small little update. But once again, guys, looking at the volume is absolutely crucial in this market. Now the thing is, guys, is this. I want you guys to realize something. If the market's been going down for a while and then we get a selling volume, that could be a selling exhaustion volume. The market ran up and then the market continued down through there and we got a big spike in volume. Whenever we get a big spike in volume and the market's been running down already, that could be a sign of that this short-term move anyway is likely to run down. It's likely to basically it's likely to reverse. But if you see like a time where we are right through here and we got started getting some big spikes in volume through there, you can see that started the trend of moving to the high side. So by saying that, guys, you can see that this selling volume here after move down could show a selling exhaustion in the markets. But it's different if the market's been going up and the volume's been going down, like the Dow Jones, and suddenly we get a down bar and a spike in volume. That's just technical analysis 101, simple, basic, fundamental analysis of how the markets work. Don't take my word for it. Go back and do your back testing and look at the market. And I look at the market. If I go back to my Dow Jones here, look at the market look at this here. When the market has a run to the high side for a little bit, and we get a tapering off in volume, and then we get a big volume spike, and we get a selling bar, that is generally most of the time the start of a new trend, and the trend is in the direction of that selling volume. And the Dow Jones is still the weakest, and I was saying this for the last week or so now, the Dow Jones is still the weakest, and the Dow Jones is going to lead us down from here. No, we didn't get that crash that I thought we were going to get last month. I really did think that May was going to be an ugly month. It turned out not to be. You know what? I'm going to eat my humble pie with that. You know what I mean? But overall, it doesn't matter to me, because my opinion on these videos, I give my opinion here, but I also have smart investment strategies that I'm even if I am wrong, I might say it's gonna crash for the month. I don't just put on a massive position for that month. You know what I mean? It's like, that's just crazy. There's my opinion based on what I'm seeing on the charts, and then there's the way I trade. Two different things. So I hope that makes sense, and you can see this through here. So let's actually go to the transportation average again, the ITY. And the ITY, once again, guys, you can see, let me just bring up, say, 6 months worth of data. You can see, once again, guys, by looking at this, is that ever since this market really started tapering off, you can see this market was tapering off, and ever since that happened, this market's been moving up and up. Got like a little reversal. All right, it ran up, came down, and basically closed there like that sort of bar. So to me, guys, we are getting ready for more downside to come, and it looks like there might be something going on through there as well too. So you can see that, you can see like a resistance, support, a little support and resistance, and we're getting at that point right now. So that may be a support and resistance line, support and resistance zone. So if I just do that through there, you can see how, yeah, so something like that through there, that could be something, I don't know. But what I do say is I do see this market rallying up on short-term volume where the stochastics are. I see more downside to come, especially in the indices. And that Dow Jones chart for me, guys, and I've been saying for the last week that I don't believe in this rally because the transportation average has just been totally weak, and the Dow Jones is still creating that lower peak. Now, what do I mean by that? Let me actually bring up a line chart here. Sorry, I'm hitting that. I get so excited when doing these videos. Sometimes I hit the microphone. So again, you can see what's actually happening here on the transportation average index fund. But by looking at what I was saying before about the Dow Jones to this day, guys, has continued to create that lower peak, lower peak, and lower peak. And when this happens, once again, guys, when this happens, it creates, when the Dow Jones starts to act like this, we start to get a big move on the downside. And that's why this rally to the high side, as long as we keep making this lower peak, we are going to move down. And we are going to see a significant move to the downside. We break past 7. If we break past 18,000, we're making new highs. I don't think that's going to happen, as I said to you yesterday. But there could be a possibility of that. But if we break the 17,400 level, you better believe. I think if that does happen, it's going to happen really quickly. And I think we're likely to see some significant movement on the downside. So lower peak, lower peak, lower peak, guys, all the way down. But not only that, but look what the Dow Jones weekly chart looks like on the line. We're now starting to roll over. So this is actually really, really interesting here. We've got this lower peak, or this lower trough. We've got this head, shoulder, head, and we're at that point right now. So yes, we may get a little bit of support through that right now. We may get a little bit of support, but to me, I actually think this is just this is a head and shoulder formation, and then down we go through there. You can see over here, right? Look, shoulder, head, shoulder, and then we just cracked, and then bam, 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 all the way down. So you can see it actually building in the charts, right? This lower trough through here, and then lower peak, and then bam, come down. What have we got here? We've got this lower trough through here. We're getting this lower peak, and then bam, we should go down. So that's what I do see, guys, in the markets. For me, big selling volume is showing that, hey, there's a lot more weakness, and the Dow Jones still being the weakest out of the whole lot is saying something, guys. You got to keep an eye out for that. So some of you guys are saying 20,000 Dow Jones. I don't think so. So let's actually look at the SLV. Some of you guys saying, you know, should you buy SLV, or should you buy a silver stock, or should you buy a gold stock? You guys can buy whatever you want to buy. But yeah, I'm just analyzing SLV. Obviously, you want to do your own analysis on those particular markets for yourself. You know what I mean? So again, guys, I started doing videos around about. Let's actually do this here. I just started doing videos around about here on silver and saying I'm expecting a bit more of a pullback, so I'm looking to buy into this. You can go back and watch my videos. I've been saying that, and the market's been pulling back, a little bounce off through there, and now it's pulled back into this sort of long-term resistance through here. The stochastics is down here, so I'm looking for a bit of a rise to the high side to break out of this channel. And this channel for me, guys, is something like this through here. If I'm looking at, let's see, so that you can see. Let me just bring this over through here. So we can see that if I bring up my trend lines, we can actually see that this trend line through here, it's a bit of a channel going on through there, not much, but a bit of a channel going down through there. So hit resistance. So we can see we're at this level, especially this 62% retracement from there to there. So if we get a nice little bounce out and a break up from here, then that'll be really, really nice for me. So I'm still looking for that turning point. I haven't got that turning point, and a lot of people be buying SLV and especially GLD. Now SLV had a 1.3% down day. The GLD actually held its ground at those support levels there. So you can see where we're at right now. So maybe GLD is actually, or gold is going to be a lot stronger than silver. But so looking at silver, and if I look at the actual silver price, let me just, I'm just going to do something on my end here. I'm looking at the silver price here. And if you look at silver price overall, guys, the silver price right now is around the $16 mark. That's the actual proper silver price, around $16. I do believe, guys, that this area through here is a awesome area to be getting into silver. I'm still waiting for a little turning point to be exact on my entry, but I think this is an awesome area to be getting into silver. We're at 16. I was listening to an interview yesterday of a guy who basically manufactures or basically produces silver, and he was saying that the way they produce gold and the way they produce silver and the supply, demand, all that sort of stuff, silver should be at 130. He said he doesn't know why it's not there. He said, but that's where silver should be. Silver should be at 130. He said, so he expects, and he's had his silver and gold in, he's had his silver and gold, two silver and gold businesses He's had those for about 6-7 years now, and he was saying that that gold is actually good for its price, and it should go up with more demand of gold. He said, but silver is likely to take off a lot more, only because right now the value should be around 130, not $16. So, and looking on the charts, guys, and looking at SLV and looking at silver price itself as well too, we are in prime area for a rise. I'm just looking for that turning point. I'm not looking to pick the bottom. I want a turning point. I'd rather wait for this market to turn up like that through there and get a good volume spike and turn up through here and get up through here and then start to enter into silver. I'd rather wait for that and miss out on a little bit move, knowing that I'm getting into a turning point and waiting for my stochastics turn up, then hoping that this is going to be the turning point here. And what if the market doesn't hold here? What if the market just keeps breaking down to the next support level, goes down to $14? Do you see what I'm saying there? So my opinion on SLV is a great time to get into it right now, but I personally am waiting for a nice turn. If I get a nice turn where we are right now, you better believe I'm getting into SLV. Because silver, especially silver for me is a much better looking chart. If I look at that and I look at GLD, to me silver is a much better looking chart for a lot more upside. And I actually think if you look back over the next 6 months or 12 months from this video, I think silver is going to give you a better return on your investment than GLD or gold will. So for me, I'm not looking to buy gold at all. I know that sounds a bit rough there, but I'm focusing my main focus on when it comes to metals. This is, and I'm putting a portion of my account into metals. I'm only focusing on SLV. It doesn't mean that I don't think gold is going to go up. It probably will with silver. But just looking at silver and looking at the chart and looking at the way that things are working on this chart, I actually think that silver is a much better trade to get into. And I think if just looking at this overall flow of the markets, I really do believe and I really do think that that we're getting ready for a nice turning point here. And I do believe that silver. Some people saying, some people have said, triple digit silver, so over $100. As I said before, I actually listened to an interview from a guy who is actually from the ground, not just an opinion, but guy who manufactures this or produces it. Produces the silver, and he sees the supply demand on a ground level, and he said silver should be at 130 right now. What's that saying to you? What's that saying to you? What do you think is the better? Now, I do think gold is going to go up with SLV, with silver, but I think silver is going to be the outperformer long term. So for me, I'm not buying gold, I'm buying silver, or should I say I'm just buying the ETF, and we're just going from there. So anyway, guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course, and I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.